All right, some sounds. I just kind of like hodgepodged a lot of the sounds I made into the same place. I think I might actually turn this into a song and like move things around. But for now, let's just show off some of these sounds. So I think I did a video on some of these before, just kind of showing it off. Actually, let's just play and see. You can see. Yeah. So if you haven't noticed, in one of the earlier breakdown videos, this is from Mickey, the Mickey Flex. I just basically was like, oh, I like the drums, and I'll just toss some stuff on. So a lot of this stuff it's just like filler. So let's start. I guess a lot of these have derived from some of the same ones. In fact, I'll color coordinate them. So all these guys are derived from the same sound that I decided to go separate, like two different ways. I broke down, not really broke down, but kind of went a little bit into these. So one thing I should also say is a lot of this stuff is like, you know, there's still post, right? So it's just a harmonic oscillator and a harmonic series, which you can find in the analog wave tables for, I think, both. Actually, the harmonic series is from the first one. So yeah, there you go. A little bit of noise, the filter. Which one? If I go to matrix, there you go. Yep. French LP for the filter, going both to A and B. We also have a sub. LFO1 is going to the level of the noise in the harmonic series and some of the sub, and I think probably, where else? Distortion frequency. Here it is, yeah, right there. I'm not sure if changing the rate will change the vibe, but you know, you can also do. And this is on a pitch note, so I guess if you were to hear it, just has a little goes up in pitch as well from this harmonic series that is what's causing that sort of pitch, because it's adding more harmonics. Duh. I think we've been over this a couple times. It's not too different than adding a sync to a sine wave. It's just there's more, a little bit more. The sync has more in between, and the harmonic series is exactly adding that extra. And then this guy. getting a lot of that sound from the disperser. Pretty cool sound. You can mess with the wavetable position if you wish. I added a bend and ASM. So the ASM is like where you see that move, and then the bend. You can also change the LFO a little bit. We got Machine Gun. I decided to make going through like some old tutorials, and I kind of like diverged from some of them. There's no post on this guy, but obviously, so the thick is pretty convolute time is this convolute. Oh wait, that's a click the highs. There you go. So the size. You kind of move it around and get that frequency right where you want it. Also changes with you get different vibes from that. I did not put this one in there because it's stupid. Swallow sub. This is cool. We have pink noise, a couple different, all the oscillators, the sub oscillator +2, and then there's a couple different movements happening here. We have something you can play with. You want to play with my chord? Yeah. Okay, a little bit further up. Thank you. So we have LFO2 as the off source for LFO1 going into the frequency effects. So if we go down to, oops, there's here, I don't think it's in hyperdimension. It says frequency, oh, frequency 2. No, wait. Matrix. The effects fill frequency effects 2. LFO going to effects 2. Here. There you go. Right, because I added a bus. And then so this LFO is also going there too. So it's kind of dictating, how do I put this? You could also do is for LFO2, you might be able to yeah, I guess you can choose the amount here of where it's going, or you could also do that. There's quite a few different things going on here. But there's not a lot of effects currently. It's just it's pretty much mostly built into this. Yeah, this is something that actually Slink modified over top of what I did. So it's a pretty cool sound. So these three are basically based off the same idea, just done differently. So you have looks like these guys. This one has the reverb on, and this one does not have reverb. And then this one has different EQ. That's for the post. Now, as far as this part goes, we can open up all three, and you can kind of see the difference. So the main difference on this one is there's just one oscillator, unless you're counting the sub. This macro affects the ring mod here. There you go. Which you can use for tuning or getting the tone down that you want. There's also some curves on a couple of the oscillators levels that these go to. I guess, yeah, so I probably turned these off because I was playing around with different wavetables within these shapes. And I think they all use the same double distortion going on here with a hybrid. So yeah, and this one has an extra filter and I think compressor. Does this? Yeah, this one, they both have compressors. And then, so that's the main difference with this guy. I think this was the first one I was working on, so the vibe is just this being changed. So it's just, how staccato you want it, really. Yeah, let's do. And the cool thing about, when you're working with three of similar instruments, of just kind of messing around, is you get slightly different outcomes, but then you get the cool vibes. Right. A ring mod. We got ourselves another ring modder. I've been doing a lot of ring mod stuff. This one's more crunchy. I think this also kind of came from the same idea. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. Here, baby. You epic. What the? Where? And then lastly, we have this sort of LSZ. Well, I know I've heard it in some song. So you can mess with the the rate and the. It's very simple actually, but this is cool because this is the aux source to the filter. If we go to the matrix, yeah, so macro 1 is the aux source for the filter in both this and the effects. No bus. There's two. Where's the other one? Or is it just both the filters? I always forget. No. Oh, it's not going to show because it's aux source. But yeah, effects filter 2, so LFO 1 that's going into this filter. So it's going to be affecting both of those. So. And of course, you can update the amounts of how you want this LFO to look. But yeah, I think it's really just square wave. You have this notch filter kind of going on. This filter of high resonance is like it's either this or 12 is the 6 is I think this is the default. And then you have the second guy here. Basically, it's exactly, this is just me copying what is here. It's just also now also later connecting before the compressor. Thank you, baby. Appreciate that. And that's it. If there's interest, I can try and recreate some of these from scratch. Maybe people would be interested in that. And yeah, kind of you'll get to play along and make stuff as I do it. But for now, these are the patches.